morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, RTD Paddock.
Yeah. Thank you all. I typically will not spend these meetings talking about myself, but I thought today I might spend a moment. So yes, I am your new RTD. I'm very excited to be here, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about sort of why I took the job, a little bit about me. If you don't know me, I hope you all can get to know me over the years. Again, I don't intend to typically, I don't like talking about myself very much, so I'll make this brief, but you know, I always wanted to be RTD, or at least I thought, you know, at some point in my career I'd like to, you know, move up. That's just been my choices in my career advancement. I always like to take those opportunities. Initially, I didn't. I decided to wait and hold out. Just didn't, you know, I had convinced myself, and I was always on the teeter-totter. There were pros and cons. Everyone can see that list if they're ever interested in my pro-con list of why I should and shouldn't apply for RTD. But there were things. I was very committed to I-25, committed to the design unit, the central program. I felt like there were things I hadn't finished yet in my current role as central program engineer, and that was one of the big reasons. I'm also, you know, 5 years, just hit my 5-year anniversary here at CDOT. Felt like I still wanted to spend more time at CDOT. I wasn't ready to maybe, I think RTD is potentially the fast track out of the organization, but we'll see. We'll see how long I last. You know, it's a job that I think is very rewarding, but also can be pretty taxing. And I do have a couple things to ask of you all, so that'll come here in a minute. But it is definitely a different job. It's much more administrative. I am an engineer by trade, so I like to get into the weeds of things. I like to solve problems. Some of my problems that I solve now as RTD is administrative, a lot of HR stuff. I enjoy that part, but it's also the hard part of the job. But we also have very qualified candidates going for the job. And, you know, I can't speak to why those candidates didn't get the job. They deserved it. They deserved it more than me. But here we are. So I'm really happy to be here because I'm committed to CDOT. I'm committed to Region 4. I'm committed to those candidates. They're part of our leadership team. And I could not do this job without those RLT members. They hold me up every day. So it's, again, I'm excited to be here, a little nervous. So a couple things I have, you know, I appreciate the outpouring of support. It has been really, really flattering. But I know flattering will only, you know, keep me going for probably another month. And then I have to do the job, but I really do appreciate the outpouring of support. I've got people in patrols, and they don't even know who you are yet, but I want to get to know who you are, who send me emails, congratulating me. That means a lot. And my intent is to get to every single patrol, to get to know every single person. I can say I'm really bad at names, so do me a favor and come say hi to me and say I am so-and-so. Because I will never forget a face, but I more than likely, unfortunately, will forget a name, but it's one of those things I need to work on. But thank you for taking a risk on me. Thank you for letting me lead you. You know, I couldn't do this if you guys didn't believe in me. And so my ask to you is first, give me a little grace. I need like 6 months to get my feet underneath me to really learn this job. Probably more than that, but I'm just asking for 6 months. You know, I wasn't in an acting role, and it was easy to say, well, I'm just acting, and I just sort of pushed the puck. And I had, you know, Johnny's shoes were big, but it was easy to say, well, Johnny set it up this way. So, you know, I just followed what he was doing in an acting position, and that's very easy to do. Now I can't say I'm acting anymore. It's what would Heather do? And so I have to figure out who I am, and I'm going to follow some of those things that Johnny did, but I got to make this region, you know, it's a new time, it's a new era. So I've got to make it mine as much as it's still all of you guys, and I represent all of you guys. So, and I want to do what we collectively want to do. I know I'm going to have to make some of those tough decisions. I know I have a lot of support right now. I know when those tough decisions come, I hope I continue to sustain that support. But I'm sure through the course of time, I'll probably piss a few people off, and I can guarantee I will probably make some bad decisions. And again, that's where I ask for the grace, because if I don't have that ability to fail, I'm not going to learn. And this is a safe environment. I expect this to be a safe environment for all of you that supervise. Provide that opportunity for your staff to fail. Let them learn, because I'll tell you, if someone's nagging in your ear all the time, telling you what to do, you're not doing them any favors. You're not giving that opportunity for growth. You're not giving that opportunity to make that decision on their own, deal with the consequences of that decision that they made, and then learn from it. So, the first is just give me a little grace, and then the second is give me a chance to lead, okay? And what I mean by that is, when I do make those decisions, or I make a fool of myself up here and stand up, don't undermine me behind the scenes, okay? I know we all like to talk, I know we all need to vent, but let me lead. If you guys have an issue with a decision I've made, come talk to me. If you don't want to come talk to me because you don't have time, send an email to Rants, Raves, and Request. Say this is for RTD Paddock, and give me some suggestions. Give me feedback. You guys, I can't read all of your minds, and I'm going to make the best decisions with the information that I have available at the time. But sometimes I need, information comes and evolves, and just because I went down one path doesn't mean we can't, with new information, we can't take a detour and make it the right path. But if we spend our time talking negatively behind the scenes, we really undermine our leaders. We undermine our supervisors, and it's not effective. It's just not effective. So if you've got something to say, I want constructive feedback. I want to know how to improve. I think every single one of us, whether we're new or old, or how long we've been here, I think we still all have aspirations to still learn, to still be effective in our jobs. We want to feel valued every single day. And I won't be adding a lot of value if I'm being undermined behind the scenes. My effectiveness as a leader will be diminished. And at that point, right, when we're no longer effective as a leader, that really is my job anymore. I don't get to engineer anymore. I don't do a lot of the work. That's what all of you do. So my job is now to lead you all. And if I can't do that, my effectiveness is pretty much, it's pretty moot. And the third thing I ask is, be the best you. I'm going to try to come in here every day to be the best me. I'm going to try to come in here every single day and listen and learn and want to take things, a new direction is not always a bad thing. The same direction, because we do it well, is also a really good thing. But let's open up that space for everyone. I hear things from supervisors. I hear things from people saying, yeah, I want to move in this direction, but my supervisor tells me in due time. It stifles one's inspiration to come in and be their best if they're getting shut down. Okay? So as supervisors, as secondary supervisors, as even peers, listen, let each of you have a voice. Let each of you add value to the discussion. I can tell you, if you don't feel like you're added value, your desire to be the best you and your want to come to work every day, it will get squashed. And then you know what? We're just punching a clock. We're just checking in and we're checking out. And I think Region 4, we're so much more than that. We always have been. But continue to foster that environment. I'm going to talk to all of the supervisors. That's the environment that I want to hear. These, not just stereotype, but they have stereotypes for a reason. The young millennials, right? The big thing is, they just want to climb to the top. No, they're no different than our baby boomers, they're no different than the veterans. They just want to be heard, and they want to add value. So, the third thing I ask of all of you is be the best form of you. You have a job to do. You do collect a paycheck, so it is work. But it doesn't mean work has to be terrible. We can have a good work environment. And I think the good and rewarding work environment comes from that team. It comes from that conversation. It comes from listening and respecting each other. Please, please, please treat each other with respect and professionalism. It's a big thing I will be consistently pushing every time I'm probably up here. And so that's really all I have to say about me. Again, I'm really excited to be here. The excitement does come with some nerves as well. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. And I do, you know, my eyes are wide open. I'm a little bit drinking from the fire hose as far as the things I didn't know. How humbled we are when we think, you know, and it's really easy to be the person to sit back and be like, you know, if that were me, I would do this so differently. And I did it. I even did it with Johnny, right? I said, I'd run that meeting differently. Well, Heather, now's your time. You better step up. I better step up and run that meeting differently. If I thought I could necessarily do it better, didn't always think I could do it better. There were just things I wanted to do differently. So I've got to find the time. I'm going to hire some people. I'm still sort of doing multiple jobs. None of them right now, in my opinion, do I feel like I'm doing well, but I think that I hope 6 months or less, I will have a different opinion of that. But yeah, I'm going to get staff hired, and we'll be moving forward. So, and my other goal here is that I won't always be the one talking to you in these stand-ups. I think this is a really good opportunity for you to get to know all of our regional leadership. And I also welcome any of you that if you've got something you want to mention, something that's near and dear, maybe it's a project that you've had a really good accomplishment, really good milestone, something you want to brag about. These forums are for that. It's not, yes, it's to hear from your leaders, but it's not just for me to sit here and talk. I think it's for all of us to get to know what we're doing. We do a lot. I'm, again, eyes wide open. We touch a lot of things. You know, Johnny had a memory of an elephant, right? He was just, maybe it was the 30 years he was here, but he could remember all of the details. I'm just like, holy cow, how am I going to keep track of all the stuff that's going on in this region? I'll get it. So, with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chris for a safety moment.
Hi, Chris, you with Region 4 again. Glad to meet you.
Yeah.
See how easy that was, folks? Just a couple things. Hang on, I don't want to mess up Jared's
Thank you.
framing me here. Safety 180 videos and action sheets. Please continue to do those for support staff and engineering staff. It's once a quarter. For maintenance staff, it's once a month. We, as always, being Region 4, were the first. We had our first near miss reported. Somebody turned in a near miss to me. We have a solution in place. We're working on it right now. But we were the first region to use the near miss reporting out there. Please use it. It's on the same page as the Safety 180s. If you got any questions, you know where I work. Summer isn't over yet. Please use sunscreen. Keep yourselves hydrated out there. Watch out for rattlesnakes. Don't step on ticks. You know, all that other fun stuff. I know it's end of summer, but summer's still going. For any of you that are accosted by citizens out there for damage that they're claiming that we caused to them, please, please, please notify your supervisor, notify myself, and notify law enforcement as necessary. What tends to happen out there a lot, especially on the maintenance side of the house, folks come up and say, well, we broke their window, we damaged their vehicle, we did something to them, and we were flipping them a risk management card, and it was basically hanging us out to dry. So please, if they're accusing you of something, let us know, get information from them. We will still give them a risk management card eventually. If you got any further questions on that, you know where to find me. And most of the state fleet vehicles should have all the necessary paperwork in the glove box. Some of it may be out of date because of the old 777 forms. We're in the process of updating those right now, and
good luck to our Region 4 representatives, and I want to mention who those are. We've got Stephen, otherwise known as Kyle Biggs, Danny Newlawn, Jerry Wagner, Mike Willits, Nathan Perry, Ruben Ramos, Travis Summerfield, and Will Sutherland. So, congratulations to those guys. I'm super excited because I've never been to the truck rodeo before, so I will have much to talk about at the next CANF meeting and tell you what I learned, because I really don't even know what to anticipate. Maybe Tom will have to give me the rundown so I can, score or critique, So, anyways, Achievement of the Month. Congratulations to Jan, Beth, and Karen for the June Achievement of the Month. Where are they? Congratulations. So this was very deserving. As you all know, we did our, the commission does a tour either once or twice a year. I think they try to do it twice a year. Sometimes it's just once a year. But they hit a region and they do a tour of the region and the roads, and it's really up to that region to pull together the packet and everything. And this packet, and it wasn't just my bias, but Herman and all the commissioners and Jennifer, who's the assistant to Herman, said this was the best Transportation Commission packet that they have seen. We had a very well-run road tour of Region 4. All of the REs did a phenomenal job. It was very clear as we, gave the tour. We had REs come in either into the bus or we met them at the site, and as they talked about their specific projects and all the nuances, whether it be the public or the physical constraints of the job, the passion. The commissioners consistently they thoroughly enjoy hearing from the people who actually do the work. And it is really eye-opening. These commissioners, they have a job to do, a volunteer job that they do, mind you. And so I think they do a pretty good job, seeing that they get, I think, a whole $50 a month to be a transportation commissioner. But they advocate for us. They advocate for our projects. But actually putting them out on the ground so they can actually see these jobs and see the complexities that go into it really gives them the perspective, because when you're just looking at a bunch of zeros, a 1 and then a bunch of zeros behind it, or a 10 and a bunch of zeros behind it, they kind of become numb to the tens of millions of dollars that we spend. And every time we go ask for a budget request, you try to explain what you can on a PowerPoint, but if you take them out to Sterling on the S-curve, or you take them up to 34 Canyon and they can actually see the complexities of the jobs, I think they're much more willing to, when we tell them right-of-way costs X million dollars, or the construction costs this many millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, I think they understand that magnitude. So, and it was really great for them as well to see I-25. I did want to mention, it seems to be that I think some people here in Region 4 have been confused as far as what are we doing on the I-25 corridor. So for many of you, this could be a repeat, but I do just want to state that, as you all know, we awarded the 7 and 8 design build project. We did the bid opening right here. That was 2 years ago, or pushing on 2 years ago, 18 months ago. And that was a $248 million contract. Since then, but it was always getting built in an interim configuration. So of the 14 miles of express lane, these are talking points for all of you if you get asked. Of the 14 miles of express lane, about 6 of that were on permanent EIS alignment, including 2 interchanges. We wanted all 14 miles on permanent EIS alignment. So in May, we went and asked for additional funds. We were granted those additional funds. There seemed to be some question as to whether or not the funds were going to come. Yes, no. Yes, the funds are coming. The only thing in question is how are we going to deliver those dollars? There was a desire from headquarters to bid all that out competitively. I think any of us who've run construction, and they know if you've got a 14-mile project limit and you try to put 2 contractors or 3 contractors or 5 contractors in the same 14-mile construction limit, one, CDOT would really have their work cut out for them. And 2, the risk and the cost just significantly increase for us to have multiple contractors. So what we've been working through with our executive management team and transportation commission is what is the right methodology to deliver those dollars. We're very close. We have not made the final decision on how that's going to go, but it is going to look like Kramer IHC joint venture will incorporate some of those funds into the design build contract, because originally they were building 14 miles of express lane. With these additional dollars, they're still going to be building 14 miles of express lane. It just went from here to here. So the earthwork changed, utilities changed, drainage changes, structures changes. You know, there's just a lot of things that add up. But we're also going to try to get some other contractors to come in and bid some of the work that we could segregate out of that contract, like the port of entry. We're moving that port of entry. We've been working with CSP. That port of entry by Prospect is going to be moving south, and that's sort of a package that we can easily say, hey, let's go bid this out and get some new industry partners to come in and build that. So I just wanted to let you all know, you know, we're probably adding 2 years to the construction schedule, but for those of you who were unaware, is this real or not real? Yes. Yes, it is a real thing. We now are spending over $500 million on segments 7 and 8. And as you all know, segment 6 is also funded and off and running. So region 4, we got a lot, you know, we got nearly $800 million worth of program funding in the I-25 corridor, and we're not done, right? We're still looking for money for segment 5. And so, anyways, you just have some talking points. If you guys have questions, please ask anyone on the I-25 project team. You know, there's reevals that are going to have to happen from an environmental standpoint. We're going to need resources for another 2 years. I mean, it's a big, big job. So, any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. With that, I want to just make sure we go around and mention new hires. I do want to mention a new hire that I have on my team, although I think she just left. But we could give a round of applause for Katrina as the new traffic engineer. I think I saw her for a second that maybe she had to go back in her class, but we're really happy to have Katrina on board. So with that, does anyone else have some new hires? Yes.
So we're excited because we have started our new external specialist just this week. Is it this week or is it your second week? Last week was your first. So Rena Jewell is her name. Now I gotta come up here, especially because you're close. Come on up here. So everyone in Region 4 can see you. So we're excited to have Rena as part of the group, and I'm gonna force you to say just like a couple things about yourself.
Hi, my name's Rena Jewell, and I moved down here to Windsor. I'm from Denver. I've lived in Denver, Aurora all my life. Just kind of thought it was time for a change with the traffic and kind of wanted to be in a slow move. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. I worked with the state for a good while, mostly in like corrections and law enforcement, things like that. So to have a little bit of a career change, but still in the field of helping people, working closely with people and compliance and guidance, and just kind of building those relationships.
We just were able to secure Michael Iacolo in the Boulder residency. He was a student trainee that just came over full time. He's going to start on August 19th. I believe that he's been up here multiple times, and you probably have seen him in here, but when you get an opportunity, please welcome Michael to the Boulder residency. So thank you.
Anyone else? Because I feel like I sign offer letters about every other day. Or promotions? No? Okay, so please you guys use, use the rants, raves, requests, give feedback. If you guys have ideas, if there's something like, man, I've always wanted to do this, is this something that we could, I've got this great idea. Because although we've got a really strong RLT, they're very smart. But I think from you all, if there's something you guys want to do, let's talk about it. Bring it forward. I'm not promising anything, like if you're like, hey, let's do, get a kegerator out front, every Friday. I probably can't go with that one. But there are other things that we can do. So I know there's been a suggestion to do like, Friday afternoon dessert off, cake off, whatever you want to call it, like a little dessert competition. I think that would be awesome because Fridays are slow, and why not? Maybe you'll be encouraged to stick around here on Friday afternoon and eat some sugar. So we're going to try to get some of these things that get a little bit more conversation, a little bit more interaction with everybody. So
One quick thing on
Yeah.
that. So, one quick thing also, you guys, so our next interchange meeting is August 15th. Is that next Thursday? So, please come if you have ideas or things that you'd not like to do within the building. And we're in the process as well of getting some of those things going. So 9 a.m. is when we start that, and that's down here in the party room, so please come.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Announcements? Yes. Of course.
Yes.
Important.
Hi. So I have realized just now I have not spoken since I took the relief position. So my apologies that my vocabulary is nowhere near as eloquent as what you think. Thank you. So quick announcement, we are seeing a lot of computers around the region, the batteries are expanding. It doesn't mean your computer's a piece of crap. It doesn't mean HP's bad. It just happens with lithium batteries. So if you notice something funny with your computer when you set it down, if you notice that when you try to use the mouse, it acts funny, come see us, please. It's not going to get better. It's like a cavity, right? If you ignore it, it gets worse. So come see us. And as always, our cell phone numbers are on the door. Anything y'all need, we're here for you. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
I just want to extend a great thank you to Mike Westfall. We did give him a coin yesterday, coin number 690, leadership coin. We were taxed with a very short period of time to be able to get a whole bunch of data and emails put together and transferred to KG's office for a condemnation case we're in. And with his help and his abilities, he made himself available to us, basically on the phone, any possible way he could. And with his help, we were able to do this and get it done in just a few days and made all the deadlines that we needed to. So thank you, Mike. Appreciate all your help. You guys do a great job.